Hey, what's going on, guys? Mango Son here, bringing you another Remnant 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about how to get the Amulet gift of the Unbound, and it all starts with the one true king. So that's like the only way I feel like I can say it, the one true king. So once we talk to the one true king, we're going to get these dialogue options, right? Once we approach him in the throne room, he's going to talk a little bit about some things, but eventually he's going to get to a point to where he's going to start asking you, do you want to fight him or do you want to bend the knee? So skipping past some of his dialogue, you want to say that you're a loyal servant. He's going to be like, I've heard that stuff before, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to get more dialogue options. And I'm wearing the crown of the Red Prince, but you don't need to be wearing the crown of the Red Prince, or you shouldn't be wearing crown of the Red Prince, any of the burden rings, one true king sigil, stuff like that. So I did exhaust all of his dialogue options. You can do the same, but I skipped past all that because it's like 10 minutes worth of talking, and you will see what you can do because he's going to ask you to kill Nimue, whatever, and he's going to get you the Rod of Retribution. Now the Rod of Retribution, you're going to end up taking back to the Forlorn Coast. Really weird name to say. And eventually you're just going to work your way up to go seeing Nimue again. And once you talk to Nimue is going to say something's changed in you. She can feel the energy presence in you changed. You've talked to the one true king, right? The first time you talk to her, once you free her, if you haven't talked to the king yet, she can sense that you haven't talked to him. Then she asks you to, spare her life. And I know a lot of you guys want to kill Nimue, but if you do, you're only going to get the broken heart. So you want to ask why she wants you to save her instead of kill her, blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to spare her in the end, right? The last dialogue option to spare Nimue. And then she's going to talk a whole bunch of mess about whatever, saving stuff. And then she's going to give you Nimue's vow, right? So Nimue's vow is a quest item, and I don't know the other interaction with the quest item if you go to him without wearing the red crown or the burden rings or the assassin's dagger. Don't wear any of that because you're going to want to fight him anyway. But so if you're wearing any of that stuff, he's going to fight you anyway, and you're going to get some alternate item. But you want to kill him, get the blood-soaked quest item, and then once you get the blood-soaked quest item, you're going to go back to Nimue, and then Nimue is going to give you Gift of the Unbound. So Gift of the Unbound disables negative effects of burden rings, restricts maximum health gained by 20% per effect disabled. So this is a showcase of the regular healing. I had to take off all my armor and all the rings and take off all my trait points because your character's too powerful if you build into health regen to show proper health regen. So using just the necklace, this is proper health regen. That's 100% health at the bottom. I got on that bleed ring just to keep taking away some damage from myself for the test of this video, and for the most part it's going to be working as intended until you put on one of the burden of the destroyer, burden of the whatever, right? So we're going to go over those rings in a second, but that amulet itself is negating the effect of the burden ring so that you only get the positive. So if it says decreases all healing, or if it says decreases ideal fire range by whatever percent, increase all damage, you're just going to get the positive, right? I just feel like I got to reiterate that for those who aren't watching the video with the stuff on the screen if you're just listening to it like a podcast. So we do have burden of the mariner, burden of the destroyer, burden of the stargazer, and all these rings have some type of negative effect for a really good gain effect. So throughout the testing of the burden rings, you don't want to be wearing more than, I say, two max, and I'm going to demonstrate why that it is in a second. Because again, my health right now, I put on one of the burden rings, burden of the destroyer, and you can see my health. It's got gray health at the bottom, but once I start gaining that health back, right, the crescent moon bow grants 5% of healing per little charge that comes back, so 10% per each little charge, and you're going to see my health stop gaining around the time I start getting that last little bit of charge, because 20% of my health can't come back. It shows gray health, but if you was to go touch the crystal, it would actually be black health. It takes away your health like that restrictive ring does, that reduces your healing over 50%. So once you put on one of the burden rings, 20%, 20%, 20%, right? And you go all the way down to 80%, it still keeps you alive at 20% health. But I don't know why you'd want to do that. I don't know what type of builds out there for that amount of restrictive amount of health. But if you want to make the game harder, you go ahead and you do you. But if you can see at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see all that black health right there. So even if you use the Heart of the Resonator, even if you go up and touch the crystal, you have on all those burden rings, you have on the Gift of the Unbound, and that is restricting your health from going over whatever percentage you set yourself at by equipping each one of those burden rings. Again, there's some type of build out there possibly with health and regen, and you can put a shield around your health. You can still use that. You can still use it in combination with the medic to get yourself shields back. But all in all, using the Gift of the Unbound, it's a very good amulet in my opinion, but using it is going to take tact and really specific builds to where when you're missing that 20%, I'd say make up for that 20% in the traits menu with getting plus 20 vigor, and then putting this on so you're gaining it but you're losing it at the same time, and therefore you don't actually have to end up sacrificing a lot of health in order to utilize the good effects. So put your health up in your traits menu, give yourself plus 20 health on there, use one of the burden rings, and then build around the Gift of the Unbound, because I think it has potential to be a really good amulet in the right hands. So I do enjoy you guys sticking around watching my videos. Like, share, and subscribe. One Man Team here again. I like to do this full time. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.